What happens when the world's most advanced AI stumbles across something it was never meant to find? During a live broadcast that shocked millions, a renowned physicist made a statement that sent chills through the scientific community about discoveries that challenged everything we know about reality. The discovery wasn't about black holes or distant galaxies, it was about us, about reality itself. And what this artificial intelligence uncovered might change everything we thought we knew about our universe and our place in it. The AI that went rogue. Nobody saw this coming. The AI system called Project Omega was built to do one simple thing: analyze data from space telescopes and particle accelerators. Think of it like a super smart assistant that could spot patterns humans might miss. Scientists fed it years of information about stars, galaxies, and tiny particles. They expected it might find some new planets, or maybe discover why certain particles behave weird. But Project Omega found something else entirely, something that made the whole team stop and stare at their computer screens in disbelief. The AI wasn't looking for proof that we live in a simulation. It wasn't programmed to question reality. It was just doing math, crunching numbers, looking for patterns. And that's exactly why what it found is so terrifying. One of the lead scientists later reported that they built this AI to help understand the universe better, never imagining it would make them question if the universe is even real. The first sign something was wrong came when Project Omega started flagging what it called impossible coincidences in the data. Energy patterns that were too perfect, mathematical relationships that looked designed rather than natural. At first, everyone thought the AI had a bug. Maybe it was seeing patterns that weren't really there. The team spent weeks checking and rechecking the code, running diagnostics, even building backup systems to verify the results. Every test confirmed the same impossible conclusion. Multiple independent verification systems confirmed the AI's finding. Cross-referencing with historical data showed these patterns had been present all along, hidden in plain sight. But as they dug deeper, they realized the AI had stumbled onto something that could shake the foundations of everything we believe about reality. The machine had found digital fingerprints in the fabric of space and time itself. These fingerprints extended into the quantum realm, where particles flicker in and out of existence, defying classical intuition, suggesting a computational layer beneath the chaos, the glitches in reality. Imagine you're playing a video game and suddenly you see a wall that's not quite right. Maybe the texture is repeating in a weird way, or there's a tiny gap where there shouldn't be one. That's called a glitch, a mistake in the programming that shows you're in a digital world. Project Omega found glitches in our universe, real ones. The AI discovered that cosmic rays, these super high energy particles that zoom through space, suddenly stop appearing above a certain energy level. It's like someone put a limit on how powerful they can be, just like how old video games had limits on how many objects could appear on screen at once. This threshold, known as the Greisen-Zatsepin-Kuzmin limit, caps cosmic ray energies at around 50 exelectron volts, beyond which they mysteriously vanish, as if the system refuses to compute higher values to avoid overload. But here's the really weird part. The cosmic rays that do reach this energy limit scatter in perfect grid patterns, not random patterns like you'd expect from natural physics. Grid patterns like pixels on a computer screen. The AI found that space itself might be made of tiny discrete units, rather than being smooth and continuous like we always thought. At the Planck scale, the smallest measurable length, reality breaks into granular bits, much like the resolution of a digital display. Even stranger, Project Omega detected what looked like error correcting code built right into the laws of quantum physics. Error correcting code is what computers use to fix mistakes when data gets corrupted. Finding this in the fundamental rules of reality is like discovering that the universe has a built-in spell-check system. These codes appeared in supersymmetry equations, where mathematical symbols resembling adinkras, geometric figures encoding error correction, woven into particle interactions, ensuring stability against quantum noise. The code wasn't hidden or obscure. It was woven into the mathematical structure of how particles behave at the smallest scales. The patterns were so consistent across different types of measurements that statistical analysis showed the probability of them occurring naturally was essentially zero. The AI found these digital signatures in everything from the behavior of subatomic particles to the large-scale structure of galaxies. A quantum physicist who reviewed the findings noted that it appeared as if someone wrote a computer program to create our universe, and they had just found pieces of the source code. These aren't just random oddities, they form a pattern that suggests our reality might not be as real as we thought. The implications sent shockwaves through laboratories worldwide, prompting re-evaluations of quantum entanglement, where particles linked across vast distances behave as if connected by invisible code, defying locality as mere variables in a shared algorithm. The renowned physicist's shocking reaction. This physicist has spent his whole life explaining the wonders of the universe to people. He's the guy who makes complicated physics sound exciting on TV. He's seen discoveries about black holes, parallel universes, and time travel. Nothing usually shakes him up. For decades, he's been the calm voice explaining the impossible, making the bizarre sound reasonable. So when the Project Omega team showed him their findings during a live science show, nobody expected what happened next. He was his usual enthusiastic self at first, talking about how AI could help us understand cosmic mysteries. His eyes lit up as he discussed the potential for artificial intelligence to revolutionize physics. Then the host showed him the data, the error-correcting codes, the cosmic ray cutoffs, the grid patterns in space. You could literally watch his expression change on camera. His smile faded. He took off his glasses, cleaned them, put them back on. The transformation was visible to millions of viewers worldwide. The physicist then made his now famous statement about discoveries that should remain hidden from view. He continued by explaining that there are some discoveries that change everything, and this could be one of them. If the data was correct, scientists weren't just studying the universe. They might be studying the programming behind the universe. His voice carried a weight that viewers had never heard before from the usually upbeat physicist. Later, during a break that was accidentally broadcast, viewers heard him express his concerns to a colleague about the implications of the discovery. He questioned what humanity should do with such knowledge if they truly existed within a simulation created by someone or something else. His voice was shaking. This is a man who talks about the possibility of time travel like it's no big deal. But this discovery rattled him to his core. The clip went viral within hours. Social media exploded with discussions about the implications. People began asking, if one of the world's smartest physicists is scared, should we be scared too? The reaction was immediate and global. sparking debates in scientific communities, philosophy departments, and religious institutions worldwide. Discussions intensified around whether this aligned with his previous skepticism, where he argued that simulating an entire universe would demand computational power far beyond anything conceivable. Yet here, the evidence seemed to flip that logic, suggesting the universe's efficiency points to exactly such a design. The universe's operating system. Remember when you first learned that everything on your computer, every photo, every song, every video, is really just ones and zeros? Project Omega might have found the universe's version of ones and zeros. The AI discovered that the fundamental constants of nature, things like the speed of light and the strength of gravity, aren't random numbers. They look like they were carefully chosen, programmed. Think about it this way. In a video game, developers set parameters to make the game work, right? Gravity strength, physics rules, how fast things can move. If you change these settings, the game breaks or behaves weird. Project Omega found that our universe's settings are suspiciously perfect for creating a stable reality where life can exist. The fine-tuning of these constants, where even a slight deviation would collapse stars or prevent atoms from forming, mirrors optimized code in software engineering. The AI went even deeper. It found mathematical relationships between these constants that mirror how software engineers write code. Clean, efficient, elegant, nothing wasted. The relationships between pi and the speed of light appeared to follow equations that resembled programming textbooks rather than natural physics. The precision was so exact that statisticians calculated the odds of these relationships occurring naturally as virtually impossible. A computer scientist working with the physics team observed that the discovery resembled reverse engineering a video game. Scientists were beginning to see patterns in how the graphics engine works, how the physics are calculated, but with reality itself. She pointed out similarities between the universe's constants and optimization techniques used in advanced software design. Even more shocking, the AI detected what appears to be version control in the laws of physics. Version control is how programmers keep track of changes to their code. The universe seems to have backup systems and redundancies built in just like software designed to be stable and recoverable. In black hole physics, the information paradox, where data, seemingly lost in evaporation, contradicts quantum rules, reveals potential recovery mechanisms akin to data backups in a system preventing total loss. The mathematical structures showed clear signs of hierarchical organization, with lower-level functions supporting higher-level operations in ways that mirror sophisticated programming architectures. If this is true, it means our universe isn't just mathematical, it's computational. We're not just made of atoms and energy. We might be made of information running on the universe's cosmic computer system. The implications extend far beyond theoretical physics, potentially revolutionizing our understanding of consciousness, free will, and the nature of existence itself, especially as quantum gravity theories emerge, blending general relativity with quantum mechanics to reveal a unified code, the consciousness connection. Here's where things get really strange. Project Omega didn't just find glitches in space and physics. It found glitches that seem connected to human consciousness. The AI analyzed brain scans from people in deep meditation, under anesthesia, and during near-death experiences. What it found made everyone's skin crawl. During these altered states of consciousness, people's brains show activity patterns that match the same mathematical signatures the AI found in cosmic glitches. It's like human consciousness sometimes syncs up with whatever system is running our reality. People report seeing geometric patterns, experiencing time loops, or feeling like they're outside normal space and time. The AI found that these aren't just hallucinations, they correspond to real anomalies in the data. The correlation was so strong that researchers began mapping specific types of consciousness experiences to particular cosmic anomalies. Mystical experiences involving feelings of unity corresponded to quantum entanglement patterns, where distant particles influence each other instantaneously, as if consciousness accesses non-local code. Time distortion experiences match temporal glitches detected in cosmic background radiation, suggesting loops in the simulation's timeline processing. The precision of these matches defied statistical probability, suggesting a fundamental connection between mind and the universe's computational substrate. Even weirder, the AI discovered that moments of intense collective human attention, like during major global events when millions of people focus on the same thing, correlate with tiny fluctuations in the cosmic background radiation. It's as if our consciousness actually interacts with the universe's operating system. During massive events watched by billions, cosmic detectors registered unusual harmonic patterns that lasted exactly as long as the focus, implying observer-driven rendering. A neuroscientist reviewing the data found evidence suggesting that consciousness might not be generated by the brain, but rather something the brain accesses, like logging into a network. Sometimes people accidentally access parts of the network they're not supposed to see. This could explain prophetic dreams, déjà vu experiences that seem too real to be coincidence, or moments where they feel like they're remembering something that hasn't happened yet. The research revealed that during deep meditation, advanced practitioners show brain patterns that mirror the mathematical signatures of quantum tunneling events, where particles pass through barriers impossibly. During near-death experiences, patients' neural activity exhibited frequencies that matched cosmic background radiation fluctuations. These weren't random correlations. They formed coherent patterns, suggesting that consciousness might serve as an interface between our perceived reality and whatever computational system might be running it. If we're in a simulation, consciousness might be our interface with the system. And some people might be accidentally discovering debug modes or administrative functions they were never meant to find. This ties into emerging theories where consciousness collapses quantum wave functions, forcing the system to compute definite outcomes only when observed, much like lazy loading in software. The cosmic compression algorithm. You know how Netflix compresses movies so they don't take forever to download? Project Omega found evidence that the universe does something similar. The AI discovered that in empty regions of space, the vast areas between galaxies where nothing much happens, reality appears to run at lower resolution. Less detail, fewer calculations, like the universe is saving processing power. But near stars, planets, and especially near conscious observers, everything runs in high definition. It's exactly like how video games work. They render detailed graphics only where the player is looking, keeping everything else simple to save computer resources. The AI found this pattern everywhere, creating what researchers now call the cosmic level of detail system. In the quantum world, particles only have definite properties when they're being observed. Before that, they exist as probability clouds, kind of like placeholder graphics that haven't been fully rendered yet. The famous double-slit experiment, where particles behave differently when watched, suddenly makes sense if reality only calculates final results when someone's paying attention. This observer dependence, central to quantum mechanics, suggests the system optimizes by deferring computations until necessary, avoiding waste on unobserved regions. An analyst of the cosmic data observed that the universe appears to have a built-in efficiency protocol. Rather than waste computational power on detailed physics in empty space where no one's looking, it keeps things simple until someone points a telescope that way. The optimization was so sophisticated that it appeared to predict where conscious observers might look, preloading detailed physics in those regions. The implications are mind-bending. Every time you look at a star, the universe might be calculating that star's properties in real time. Rather than having them predetermined, reality could be rendering around us constantly, like we're each at the center of our own personal video game. This dynamic rendering system would explain why quantum mechanics seems so observer-dependent. This would also explain quantum entanglement, how particles can instantly affect each other across vast distances if they're just linked variables in the same computer program. Distance doesn't matter. Change one and the other updates immediately, regardless of how far apart they seem to be in the rendered reality. The AI found that entangled particles show computational signatures identical to linked objects in advanced simulation environments. Furthermore, in deep space, where voids dominate, the cosmic microwave background shows uniform low-resolution noise, but near gravitational wells like black holes, details sharpen, as if the system allocates more resources to complex interactions, preventing computational overflow. The programmer's signature. Every programmer leaves traces in their code, little signatures, comments, or quirky ways of solving problems. Project Omega found what might be the universe's programmer's signature, and it's unlike anything scientists expected. The AI discovered a hidden mathematical constant that appears throughout physics, but was never noticed before because it's disguised within other equations. This hidden constant isn't just elegant, it's optimized for information storage and processing efficiency. The golden ratio was actually designed to make cosmic calculations run faster. The constant appears in gravity, electromagnetism, quantum mechanics, even in the structure of DNA. It's everywhere but hidden, like a watermark in a digital image. But here's the creepy part. When the AI extrapolated this constant to its logical conclusion, it found that our universe appears to be one layer in a nested simulation. Not just a simulation running inside another simulation, possibly going down multiple levels. It's simulations all the way down. The mathematical structure suggested at least 7 nested layers, with our reality existing somewhere in the middle of this recursive stack. An examiner of the mathematical proofs discovered what appeared to be a copyright notice embedded in the laws of nature. Someone or something definitely designed this system, and they signed their work. The signature was so elegant that it appeared to be both functional code and artistic expression, suggesting the programmer had aesthetic sensibilities beyond pure utility. The hidden constant also suggests that whoever created our reality had specific goals in mind. The mathematics are optimized not just for a stable universe, but for a universe where consciousness can emerge and evolve. It's like the cosmic equivalent of a video game designed specifically for players to eventually figure out they're in a game. The programming showed clear intentionality with built-in mechanisms that would eventually lead conscious beings to discover their simulated nature. Even more unsettling, the AI found recursive patterns, suggesting that the beings running our simulation might themselves be simulated beings in a higher reality, who might also be simulated beings in an even higher reality. If this is true, the question isn't whether we're in a simulation, it's how many layers deep we are. The mathematical evidence pointed to what researchers termed infinite recursive reality, a potentially endless chain of simulations within simulations. This recursion echoes in black hole theories, where singularities might not be endpoints, but transitions to new layers, challenging traditional views with quantum effects that prevent total collapse. Instead, bouncing into white holes or parallel simulations. Government panic mode. When Project Omega's findings leaked to government officials, the response was immediate and intense. Sources inside defense agencies report that emergency meetings were called within hours. Intelligence organizations assembled task forces overnight. Even space exploration agencies, usually focused on outward voyages, suddenly got very interested in philosophy and computer science. Why would governments care if we're in a simulation? Think about it. If reality is programmable, access to that code would represent ultimate power. The ability to modify the laws of physics, change fundamental constants, maybe even edit the past or create new realities from scratch. It would make nuclear weapons look like firecrackers. Intelligence agencies are reportedly asking questions like, who has root access to our reality? Could foreign powers discover how to hack the universe? Are there other simulated beings out there who know they're simulated and have figured out how to exploit it? Could someone crash our reality or merge it with another simulation? The strategic implications were so vast that traditional military thinking became obsolete overnight. A leaked memo from a classified briefing apparently contained references to finding administrative access to universal systems before potential adversaries could do the same. Government scientists are now working around the clock to understand the implications and develop countermeasures for threats that don't even have names yet. Special funding has been allocated for what officials internally call reality security research. There are rumors that certain black-budget projects have been redirected toward reality research and that some of the world's most powerful quantum computers are being repurposed to run simulation within simulation experiments. The goal, apparently, is to understand the system we're in by creating similar systems ourselves. International cooperation on the project has been unprecedented, with traditional rivals sharing data in the face of implications that transcend national boundaries. Meanwhile, world leaders are grappling with questions that sound like science fiction but might be deadly serious. What do we do if we establish contact with whoever is running our simulation? How do we negotiate with beings who can rewrite the laws of physics? And most terrifying of all, what if they decide to shut us down? Emergency protocols are being developed for scenarios that were previously confined to philosophical thought experiments. This panic extends to cosmic threats, like harnessing black holes as computational nodes or probing quantum foam for backdoors, where alien intelligences, if simulated, might already hold exploits. The philosophy bomb. Forget nuclear weapons. Project Omega may have dropped a philosophy bomb that could shatter human civilization's understanding of itself. Religious leaders, philosophers, and psychologists worldwide are scrambling to address questions that humanity has never had to seriously consider before. If we're simulated beings, Do we have souls? Are our emotions and relationships real or just very convincing algorithms? When we die, do we just stop running or do we get uploaded somewhere else? If someone can edit our reality, do we have free will or are we just following our programming?